In this video, it's just some random fleet stuff. It's not very much, I'm sorry, but yeah, we need to move the cars around because the exciting news is the Multipla has sold. I've received actual money. Actual money has been sent to my bank account for the Fiat Multipla, so it's going. So I need to get that out. We seem to have an Isuzu Trooper here now as well. Move Myrtle into that spot, I think. Possibly pull her injectors out. And then there's some stuff I need to do with the fleet as well. But unfortunately there's another storm coming. Storm Barra is quite fitting. This isn't a Barra engine Ford Falcon or Fairmont, but the next generation did have the legendary Barra engine. So Storm Barra is coming, which means we won't be up here working tomorrow, so I just need to change things around while I can. Back on the Canon M50 today. Just trying to see if I can actually get on with this camera, because it is quite a useful camera. I've been using the DJI, but if you watch my recent video from the Great British Car Journey Museum, it's really dark and gloomy, and I think this camera will be better in such circumstances, so I'm going to see if I can fall back in love with it again. Let's get started. Actually, I may get Myrtle indoors because we want to take her engine apart, or at least take the injectors out. Ellie the 2CV is still sat here with a worrying amount of her bodywork on the floor. Yeah, I think we're not far away from good metal there, so I think we just need to get this corner remade. Matt, who came and welded up the other side, I had a pinhole about here, similar area. On the other side, he came and just did that up. He's offered to come and do some fabricating on that corner, so we might just do that. Even if it's not like a really smart as factory job, the important bit is to get it solid, because obviously we've got the seatbelt mounting just here, so that's rot within a prescribed area. It's an MOT failure. So in a way, as some people said in the footage, Storm Arwen did me a favour, because at least I've uncovered this rot now, rather than when it's MOT time and suddenly you're like, ah, it's all a panic. So I think March is the MOT date on Ellie. So yeah, we'll get that done. But we're probably going to roll Ellie out today. I think Foxanne may come out, because Foxanne is now empty. She was being used for storage, but we've now emptied her out. I have a separate storage unit, which is why some of the stuff has vanished from the top of the Yugo, a little bit of it. So Foxanne is now safe to go outside again, and given she's got fiberglass bodywork and been painted with a brush, probably a better idea than leaving the Matiz. The Matiz has had quite a lot of paint work. I'm a bit wary having that outside in a storm. So yeah, we might do that. Later this week, we're hoping to get back on the Charade project. We will crack on with that. We were thinking about changing bearings once we start getting pistons out. I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're just going to do piston rings and probably the valve stem seals while the head's off. So we'll have to drain the coolant out and do some more work on there. So that's obviously going to happen. Tuck is a bit stuck in here, I'm afraid, but given the time of year and how cold it is, I don't think that's any great shakes. She's still got some oil leaks I could look at. But trying to focus on one project at a time, really. So this is just a bit of not very much happening with everything, and then we'll try and get some focus on the Daihatsu project later this week. But it is a bit weather permitting. It's not that the weather blows in through here, it's that to work on the cars we really need these doors open, and you can't latch them on the inside. So and I've actually had it where this one has blown shut on a windy day and trapped me in. The pin's dropped in down here, and I haven't been able to get out, and I've had to try and use levers and things to get the pin out. It's not joyous, so I don't think we want to go there. But yeah, today's focus, probably get Ellie out, get Foxanne out, and then get the Matiz in. And Matiz's battery has been charging over here, so let's go and see if that's now done. Yeah, that's showing as 100%. That's the Daihatsu's battery, so we'll take this off and put this on the Daihatsu battery, which is the other way around. There we go. And see how that battery's doing. Yeah, I hadn't got that to 100% last time, so that battery is a little bit suspect, but we shall persevere. I think it's that battery. Again, slightly confused as to what battery is for what car. I think that's Myrtle's old battery, but it could be, but that's the one out of the Daihatsu. I might have to look back at my footage. And there goes the weather. So suddenly moving cars out into the rain isn't seeming so appealing. This is a horrible time of year I quite often end up doing projects in the winter, and the simple reason for that is there's nothing else going on. The road tests are more difficult to do this time of year because people don't want the classics out in this sort of weather. It sounds like it's actually trying to hail slightly. And so there are no events. So it seems like a good time of year to be working on the cars because you can't do anything else. But yeah, this isn't a prime spot. This isn't the best location. It's not a very weatherproof building. It's an old farm building. Yeah, that's sounding pretty haily. Oh yeah, that'd be ice falling out of that there sky. So yeah, it's very hard to get motivated in such circumstances. And I feel awful about it. I feel like I'm sort of failing in not doing better videos with better tinkering. I know we have a joke that Hubnut is not about quality tinkering, but recently it hasn't been about any tinkering at all. And yet again, here I am just talking and not doing anything. But when the weather calms down a bit, we'll probably start all the cars because it's the easiest way of moving them around, especially when I'm on my own. So yeah, we'll get Ellie out. We'll see if we can fire up Foxanne. She still hasn't got a choke cable, so a bit Heath Robinson in that regard. And we'll see if we can give Foxanne a little run around the farmyard, maybe as well. But maybe that's not such a good idea when it's so wet. And of course, the other thing we've got to do is start the cars out here. So we'll put the battery back on Myrtle and start her up. It's not ideal to run cars for short amounts of times this time of year. And then I've got to try and get a clutch in the Multipla. He's getting collected on a trailer. So Ellie out, Fox out, Matiz in. That's the plan. There we go. It's amazing. I can leave her parked up for weeks and she just works. For the blind spot mirrors, because these little mirrors are hopeless. They're making life a lot easier. Right, I've got Foxanne running out here now. It's time to try the pink monstrosity. Central locking's working, that's always a good start. Oh yeah, that pedal has got no resistance at all. So if you pump it, it does sometimes come back up. I need a bit of a clear out in here. It's still absolutely disgusting. The chap did say if I can't get it recovered, I'll drive it. I was just like, rather you than me, mate. Oh no, the key won't turn. There we go. Come on. Oh. Unsurprisingly, the battery's dead. Let's turn that off, try and improve matters. No, that isn't going, is it? Great. Go get the jump pack. Unsurprising, I suppose. She has been sat here for quite a long time, not running, so I'll go and grab the jump pack. Oh, that jump pack's amazing. Oh, I love that little jump pack. It has been superb. Right, let's see if I can get enough clutch to actually move. Nope. We're in. Oh, there we go. Moved Foxanne up. I'm going to try and get the clutch again so we can manoeuvre the Multipla in behind the Foxanne. Nope. Oh, this clutch. Hey, there we go. We are in gear. And around we go. Oh no, I need to manoeuvre. Alright, there we go. Now we can get Myrtle in. And then Ellie back in. Oh, jeepers. I think we'll reverse Myrtle in, shall we? Make the engine a little easier to get at, and the driver's door, of course. Oh, jeepers. This is just horrendous. And water all over the lens. Marvellous. Right, Myrtle is in. There we go. She can handbrake off in gear, because that's how I leave my cars, despite what people think because of the charade. The charade, that really was just a case of the brakes still seizing on. I need to clean this lens. Okay, Ellie back in. There we go. So Ellie's back in. We're going to disconnect batteries all over the place. So Myrtle's is fully charged, but we'll disconnect negative terminal. Must remember that battery is not actually fixed in at the moment. Ellie's can come off as well. There we go. And that concludes the fleet manoeuvring part of this video. Yeah, exciting, eh? That's my life at the moment. But the Fiat is running at least. I mean, it still runs beautifully. I've sold it for £350, which is a fair loss on the £1,000 I paid for it. But I shouldn't have paid sorry, I shouldn't have paid £1,000 for it. That's a lesson I'm going to try and learn there. Great car, the Multipla. That's not the best example. It is going to someone who's been following the channel for quite a long time. We'll see what he does with it. He'll either fix it up or he'll do what I should have done, just chuck it in the bin. We'll see what happens. But yeah, when the weather's a bit better, we'll arrange for Eddie to get welded up. But I don't think I'm going to rush, keep her off the road for a bit, probably not going to do any harm. Myrtle, we were going to take the injectors out, weren't we? First of all, I need to depressurise the fuel system, which I think you do just by pulling. You can either disconnect the fuel pump, the wiring in the boot, or imagine there's a fuse or a relay that controls it. And basically you run the engine out of fuel, that takes all the fuel out. The fuel rail should then be good to remove the injectors and everything. Might decide that's a job best for another day when I'm not feeling quite so fraught. Shop. I was meant to talk about shop. Yes, shop is incredibly busy. Let me go and grab an item, bear with. So yeah, shop stuff. Beanies. We've restocked beanies. We're not going to sell out of beanies. If you want a beanie for Christmas, get in now, because that's the main thing. With the Christmas deliveries, everything's going slow at the moment, so I would not leave it too late. I need to check my calendar to see what our last post day is going to be. So in effect, what the last day of shop will be. This is so professional. I'm always so professional. So yeah, I think the 20th of December, that's the Monday, is going to be our last post day. We will try and wrap anything up, but anything after the 20th in the UK, we can't guarantee you're going to get it for Christmas, so you don't want to be leaving it that late. We're still a couple of weeks away yet. International stuff, I would recommend next week, really, week commencing the 13th. That's probably your last chance to get stuff in. Australia and New Zealand especially, it's a long way to go, it takes time. Yeah, sooner the better on those. But yeah, we've got hats. We're sold out. I think now we might have one left of the Hubnut black mugs, the smaller mugs. But we've got bigger mugs. Naturally, I don't seem to have one with me. I don't think I've got one up here. But we've got larger mugs, the white larger mug, and we've now got Power Less is More for Ellie here. Also in a larger mug now, slightly larger, extra 30ml. It's that much more satisfying for your cup of tea. So head to the store, look for those. Yeah, 2022 calendar. We've still got stocks left. They are starting to sell. We can scribble on them if you wish or not. And yeah, I mean, beautiful sights such as this. The second alt set when it landed here. Hello. There we go. It's really nice calendar, very happy with this one. It's all the fleet favourites. It's £9 plus postage and packaging, and we will send anywhere in the world. But like I say, other parts of the world getting a bit Actually, no, we can't sell to Germany. We're having real problems with Germany. That's something we're going to look at in the new year, try and find a way to actually sell to Germany again. Ireland, we've had 1 or 2 issues, but I think most stuff is getting through. It's a horrible time to be running mail order business. But yes, yeah, calendars, all sorts, available at hubnut.org. And I think really that probably ends this one. You meant to do your shop plugging at the start. Leave the Multipla running for a bit, and then I'm just going to go home in Betty because this weather is just horrendous. That's what you get for working in a cattle shed, I guess. But yeah, it's just very, very dispiriting. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you so much for all the nice people who said nice things when I discovered the rot on Ellie. Some people donated via the store as well, and or signed up as channel members. Thank you ever so much. That really wasn't the intention of that. I feel a certain amount of guilt because when I crowdfunded the restoration of this car back in 2015, 2016, I was absolutely skint. I just didn't have £2 to rub together. And I talked about selling this car. People were so up in arms, they actually crowdfunded part of her restoration. So all the panels were paid for by crowdfunding, and I'm still so very grateful to everyone, friends, family, strangers, all contributed to make this car live again. And here she is living again. It's a slightly different set of circumstances now. This channel is actually my job. It wasn't back then. I was doing magazine. Actually, no, I think that's before I was doing magazine editing, which is why I had no money. Yeah, it's different now. This car, making videos about this car is a source of income. So I feel a little guilty, I think. I'm guilty of people sending money to restore my cars. It was the same when I had my little off in Betty out there and people sent money, and it just feels a bit strange. But thank you so much. It just means so much. But I do feel a little awkward with it because running the channel, selling merch is what pays for repairs to these cars now. So you don't have to donate just because one of the cars is in difficulty. I can afford to get this sorted out. I will get this sorted out. Any contribution is grateful. I know really you're paying for these videos, so thank you. It's an unexpected but delightful part of this YouTube lark. It's a strange old world sometimes. So yeah, thank you ever so much. But I won't be crowdfunding further work on this. If people want to donate, that is entirely up to you. But we will get Ellie sorted again. Don't you worry. It will all happen. But yeah, I mean, if you want to support, then buying merchandise is certainly one way of doing it. Stickers, mugs, whatever. Or just watch the videos, share the videos, like the videos. All that is stuff that doesn't even cost a penny, and it still makes our hearts a little bit warmer. So yeah, thank you for all your support. We are hoping to do a bit of a Q&A live session for Christmas at some point, so we can chat a bit more about such things then. But yeah, thank you for another year of support. It's absolutely marvellous. Thank you. I'm going to go now because the storm's already starting to kick in a bit, I think, and I would quite like to be somewhere warm. So I shall go back. I shall congratulate Miss Hubnut on another busy morning of packing merchandise. And yeah, there'll be something a bit different coming on the Hubnotes channel as well, where we assembled a bed. Why not? See you in a future video. Bye-bye. Not a fiesta.